So the other video that I sent to you, you can use as your warm-up to what we're going to do here. Definitely want to do most of what you did in that other video. Try not to let too much of it don't just jump into this. You need to do some of the other warm-ups, getting some mobility going first. And then once you feel comfortable or warmed up enough, then come into what we're going to do next. It's just 3 simple things. So the first one is tabletop. I know you've done tabletop a billion times. So we're just looking to make sure the 4 corners, you understand the 4 corners are the circle of the palm. That includes your fingers too. And then rather than thinking the knees, you're really thinking more shins and ankles as the corners and the legs. So we're not in the kneecaps. So hands are firm, pressing down into the tops of the feet a little bit so you can feel the lower belly get engaged. So it's already there for you. And then just sort of finding your balance here. You may want to widen your base a little bit with your hands and your shins. Find the other side. Make sure you feel kind of stable. Settling down nice and strongly, tops of the feet, connecting belly, and then letting that leg stretch out. Left leg, right arm is reaching. Holding the leg parallel to the floor rather than up. You want to be able to see your toes underneath your thigh. And keeping the thigh parallel to the floor, bringing the heel to the buttocks, not letting the knee drop, but keeping the knee lifted. So the belly button's pulling up, heels pulling towards buttocks, and just going back and forth 2 or 3 times. And then on the last time, just holding for maybe 3 to 5 breaths. So breaths are not, it's really taking your time to breathe in, breathe out, keep pulling the heel in, extend, and then go ahead and release. Find your neutral again, and then reverse, do the other side. So after you've done that, right side and left side, go ahead and find your child's pose. Take some of the stress or strain, if you have felt any, in your lower back and just letting yourself sink in. So that can be with your body really close to the floor. Maybe you want to protect your knees today and be a little bit lifted, letting your hand to elbow come to the ground. Just taking a few moments. And then once you feel rested, go ahead and let yourself come down to the ground. So bring one hand on top of the other. Forehead rests on the floor. And then picking both legs up. We're squeezing the legs together as tightly as you can. Really squeeze them in. Imagine you've got like a $100 bill between the arches of your feet or your ankles. And then as you exhale, open the legs apart. Inhale, pull them back together. Really squeeze them in. And then inhale, release to the floor. Take a cleansing breath. Inhale, lift both legs, hold for 1 full breath. Exhale, hold for 1 full breath. Inhale, hold for 1 full breath. And back down, take a cleansing breath. So you just keep doing that, coming up, maybe hold for 2 breaths. Exhale, open the legs apart, hold for 2 breaths. Inhale, close them back together, hold for 2. So in the beginning, maybe just build up to 3. Stop after around there until you feel like you're ready to go up. If you're feeling this in your lower back, it may be that you really need to push down into the pubic bone just a little bit more. And then taking a break. Find that child's pose again. And then we'll find our way into, this will look a little more familiar. So, you know how we do stand and base? And my right foot's on the ground, left hand's on the floor. And just resting my forearm on the knee or hand. So instead of rounding forward, I'm really sitting up nice and straight, as though the collarbones, and there's a string right about here. So it's not just the collarbones, it's like there's a little string here that's actually lifting the ribcage up. I'm going to pick this leg and my left hip up off the floor. So I'm going to be careful not to pick the knee up and then try to pick everything up. Left knee left ankle, left hip, all rise at the same time. It's like levitating. Everything comes up at the same time. So I'm not here, I'm here. Ankle and knee and hip are at the same height. Extend and tip your toes towards the floor. Bring the leg back. Extend, tip your toes towards the floor. Bring it back. Extend, tip your toes to the floor. Hold. So the whole leg, not just the ankle, whole leg up at the hip. It's rotating outward, almost like you're trying to turn the back of your thigh up towards the ceiling. Bring it back, keep knee, ankle levitated, and then release. So it's a lot on the wrist. So just being aware of that. If it gets too much to be on your wrist, we'll find something else, because everybody has different issues in their wrists. And then you would reverse and go to the same side. You want to make sure if you are bringing this hand to the floor that you're not on something really, really soft, because that may push your heel too deeply into the ground and increase that bend. So just try it. If it doesn't feel right, let me know. And so it would be the same thing again, not picking the knee up and then the ankle. Everything levitates the same. So knee, ankle, hip are all the same height. Extend, turn that foot to the floor, like you're trying to rotate the back of the knee upward and bringing it back. We're just really getting in through the belly and the hip. And then hold. Return and drop down. Just give it a little rock. So the way I would end this then is to come back into some of the first 2 or 3 movements that we did in the other video. Letting knees come to chest, a little bit of rocking from side to side. Give yourself a gentle bridge pose again. And just see how this feels in your hips. I'm hoping that'll be okay. I guess my biggest concern is that the leg lift in the back, making sure your lower back stays safe there. So if you have any questions or something doesn't feel comfortable, just let me know. Okay, stand in base.